Georgia Purdom biography. Scientist, author, and Christian apologist. Georgia Purdom is an American molecular geneticist, author, and speaker, best known for her work with Answers in Genesis. She is one of the most recognizable female voices in the modern young earth creationist movement, combining a scientific background with Christian apologetics to address questions about genetics, biblical creation, and the relationship between science and faith. Georgia Purdom was born in the United States and developed an interest in science from an early age. Fascinated by biology and the complexity of living organisms, she pursued higher education in the life sciences. At the same time, she was active in her Christian faith and sought to understand how scientific discovery could be viewed alongside a literal interpretation of the Bible. Purdom earned a bachelor's degree in biology before completing a PhD in molecular genetics at Ohio State University. Her doctoral studies focused on genetics, giving her extensive training in laboratory research, DNA, and molecular biology. This scientific background would later become central to her work in Christian apologetics. Rather than continuing in a traditional academic research career, Purdom chose to devote her expertise to Christian ministry. She joined Answers in Genesis, an organization founded by Ken Ham that promotes the view that the universe, earth, and all forms of life were created by God in 6 literal days only thousands of years ago. At Answers in Genesis, Purdom became a researcher, writer, conference speaker, and educator. She has written numerous articles and contributed to books addressing topics such as genetics, human origins, race, evolution, and biblical creation. One of her recurring themes is that modern genetics supports the biblical teaching that all human beings descend from the same original family, emphasizing the biological unity of humanity. Purdom is especially known for explaining complex scientific concepts in ways that are accessible to non-specialists. Whether discussing DNA, mutations, inherited traits, or the genetic diversity of human populations, she seeks to connect scientific ideas with her interpretation of Scripture. Her presentations are widely used in churches, homeschooling programs, and Christian conferences. She has also participated in educational projects associated with the Creation Museum and the Ark Encounter. These attractions present biblical history from a young earth creationist perspective and include exhibits that address science, archaeology, geology, biology, and the book of Genesis. As a conference speaker, Purdom has traveled extensively throughout the United States and internationally. She frequently speaks on topics such as genetics, biblical authority, the history of creation, and Christian worldview. Her ability to explain technical subjects clearly has made her a popular speaker among Christian audiences interested in apologetics. Throughout her career, Purdom has emphasized that questions about origins are ultimately rooted in worldview. She argues that scientific evidence is interpreted through underlying assumptions and that beginning with the Bible leads to different conclusions than beginning with naturalistic explanations. Her work consistently encourages Christians to view Scripture as the ultimate authority when considering questions about creation and human history. Like other leading figures in the young earth creationist movement, Purdom's views remain controversial. The overwhelming majority of biologists, geneticists, and other scientists conclude that the evidence supports an ancient Earth and the evolution of life over billions of years. Purdom and Answers in Genesis disagree with that consensus, arguing instead for a recent creation based on a literal reading of Genesis. Regardless of where one stands in that debate, Georgia Purdom has become one of the best-known scientific voices within modern creationism. She has helped make complex topics in genetics understandable for many Christian audiences, while encouraging discussions about the relationship between science and biblical faith. Today, through writing, teaching, research, and public speaking, Georgia Purdom continues to play an important role in the creationist movement. Her unique combination of advanced scientific training and Christian apologetics has made her an influential figure for those seeking to understand biology and genetics from a young Earth creationist perspective.